Start with stories that are easy to understand. Choose stories specifically designed for English learners, or those with simple language and clear sentences. The goal is to familiarize yourself with the language in a way that feels comfortable and accessible. For example, start with short stories, children's books, or graded readers. These types of stories are carefully written using simple vocabulary and straightforward sentence structures, making them perfect for beginners. By reading these stories, you can gradually build your understanding of English without feeling overwhelmed by complex words or confusing grammar rules. Why does this help? Simple stories provide a strong foundation for learning. They allow you to focus on understanding the meaning of words and phrases in context, helping you remember them more easily. As you get more comfortable with the language, you can gradually move on to more challenging stories, but the basic principles of language will already be in place. So, start small and build up your skills one step at a time. Listening to stories before reading them can significantly improve both your listening and speaking skills. Start by listening to an audio version of the story or watching a video. Once you've listened to the story, read the text out loud. This will help reinforce your understanding and give you the chance to mimic the pronunciation and intonation you heard. For example, when you listen to the story first, pay attention to how the words are pronounced and the natural flow of the speech. Afterward, reading the text aloud allows you to practice those same words, helping you internalize the language and improve your speaking skills. Why does this help? Listening first helps you get used to the flow of natural speech and the rhythm of the language. It allows you to understand how native speakers naturally speak, while reading helps you visualize the words, reinforcing their meaning. By combining both, you strengthen your listening comprehension and speaking ability at the same time. As you go through the story, make a note of any new words and phrases you come across. Write them down and try to use them in sentences of your own to reinforce your understanding. For example, if the story uses the word determination, take a moment to look up its meaning and then use it in a sentence like, James showed great determination in opening his coffee shop. By doing this, you'll get familiar with the word and its usage in different contexts. Why does this help? Building your vocabulary with real-life examples allows you to learn how words are used in actual conversations. This helps you use them naturally when speaking, making your English sound more fluent and confident. The more you practice using new words, the easier it will become to remember and apply them in your daily conversations. Practice makes perfect. After reading a story, revisit it several times. The more you read, listen, and speak, the more natural the language will become. For example, go over the same story a few times. Each time, try to understand more details and use the vocabulary you've learned. Focus on different aspects of the story each time, such as pronunciation, sentence structure, or new phrases, so you can gain a deeper understanding of the language. Why does this help? Repetition strengthens your memory and makes it easier for you to recall and use new words and phrases in conversations. The more you expose yourself to the language, the more confident and fluent you will become. So, don't be afraid to repeat the story as many times as needed to really internalize what you've learned. Speaking aloud as you listen or read the story helps improve your pronunciation and fluency. Try to repeat the sentences exactly as you hear them. For example, if the story says, James opened his coffee shop with confidence, repeat the sentence out loud. Pay attention to your pronunciation, stress, and rhythm. Try to match the way the speaker pronounces the words, including the pauses and intonation. Why does this help? Speaking along with the story builds your confidence in speaking English and helps you remember sentence structures and vocabulary more easily. By practicing speaking out loud, you reinforce your understanding of the language and get more comfortable with using it in conversation. Over time, this will make your speech sound more natural and fluent. After finishing a story, challenge yourself by writing your own version. Use the vocabulary and phrases you've learned to create a short story based on your own experiences or imagination. For example, you could write a story about a person who starts a business or travels to a new city. Incorporate new words from the story you read, such as determination, opportunity, or success, and use them in your sentences. Why does this help? Writing your own story reinforces the language and allows you to practice using new vocabulary and sentence structures creatively. It helps you internalize what you've learned and boosts your ability to express yourself in English. Plus, it makes learning more personal and enjoyable as you create something unique. Engage with others by discussing the story or sharing your own version. Speaking with others will reinforce your learning and help you gain more confidence. For example, share your story with a friend, language partner, or study group. Talk about the main points of the story and ask questions about parts you didn't understand. You can also practice explaining the vocabulary and phrases you've learned, which will help solidify your understanding. Why does this help? Practicing with others gives you the opportunity to apply what you've learned in real conversations, boosting your speaking skills. It also exposes you to different speaking styles and helps you adapt to various communication situations. Engaging in conversation helps you become more comfortable speaking English and reinforces your confidence in using the language. Make learning English through stories a regular part of your routine. The more consistently you practice, the more you will improve. For example, set aside 20 to 30 minutes each day to read or listen to a story. Stick to this habit for at least a month and you'll start seeing improvements in your language skills. You can choose different types of stories, such as short stories, news articles, or even podcasts, depending on your level and interests. Why does this help? Consistency is key when learning a new language. The more you practice, the faster you'll improve. By making it a habit, you create a steady rhythm of learning that will help reinforce the vocabulary, grammar, and speaking skills you need. Over time, this consistent practice will help you feel more confident in your ability to speak and understand English. By following these steps, you'll be well on your way to improving your English through stories. Whether you're focusing on listening, speaking, reading, or writing, stories provide a fun and effective way to practice and learn new language skills. Keep engaging with stories, and don't forget to practice regularly. Remember, the key to improvement is consistency. The more you immerse yourself in English through stories, the more natural the language will become. So, take the time to listen, read, speak, and write, and you'll see your language skills grow stronger each day. Keep practicing, and enjoy the learning process.